So the other day, I watched the Cardi B ASMR video for like the 300th time, and yeah, I just decided to get one of these. So hopefully it makes good sounds, and hopefully it makes the audio different. Maybe not better, but different. I feel like Cardi B. Oh, grr. So I've been away for a week, 7 days, and in my hiatus, I've been studying for an exam I took yesterday. Absolutely smashed it, mate. But in my hiatus, in my studies, in my many travels, I came across something very interesting. Now, I study mathematics, and this has nothing to do with maths. I guess it was 2 a.m. and I was on the weird side of the internet, and I came across something very, very interesting. It took me like 40 minutes to read and 40 minutes to digest, but I thought I would bring it to you guys tonight for your enjoyment and relaxaciones. So this article is actually called 40 Words for Emotions You Felt But Couldn't Explain. We're not going to do all 40 words because some of them were not really interesting to me. So I don't think they'll be interesting to you guys because you guys are like me. Is why we're subscribed to each other. So I guess in essence what I'm trying to say is I don't know how many words we're going to do, but it's not going to be 40, but it's going to be a good amount. Why am I rambling? Let's just begin, shall we? Now, some of the pronunciations of these words, I'm absolutely going to butcher them, but we'll give it a good old English try. So the first word on our list, Maldi Cuckoo. Maldi couscous, Maldi cocoa. So apparently I can't read. Okay. So it's a noun, and by definition it means a phenomenon in which you have an active social life but very few close friends. I mean, if we relate that to 2020, we have all these social medias. We have Instagram, we have Twitter, we still have Facebook. Which, if you still have Facebook, my bad, I apologize. I didn't mean to offend you. But just jump on Twitter and IG and Snapchat and follow your boy too. But anyway, if we really think about it, back in the day, these people literally had no phones and no internet. Like, if something went down in the world, they would only hear about it maybe on TV, like maybe, if they even had TVs, you know. But like, if shit goes down in 2020, people can literally hear about it in seconds, and shit can go viral so quickly, and it's just wonderful. But at the same time, it literally gives us the phenomenon of Maldi cuckoo, Maldi couscous, because it's like, you can be very, very popular on social media, you can have a large following, but in your real life, you don't have many friends, people you can trust, people you can rely on, you know, people you can call your friends, I guess. And yeah, it's just crazy. It really puts into perspective, for me anyway, that your social life, like your social media life I should say, is so different to your real life. Like your real life and your social media life, totally different, totally different. Alright, so the next word is actually very, very, very pronounceable. If that's even a word, Jesus, I'm not on my game today. But sonda. It is a noun, and by definition, it means the realization that each random passerby is living a life as vivid and complex as your own. I experience this like all the time. Like when I'm how do I explain this? So you know, like an overpass. So you have cars, you know, traveling in this direction and this direction, and you're just overlooking them, especially at like 9 a.m. in the morning or 5 p.m. like the 9 to 5. It makes sense. You just see so many cars, right? And if you stand there for long enough, you'll literally see thousands and thousands of cars. And it's just, people are literally always on the way to somewhere. Like they're always on the move. And when you think about it, when you deep it's like, bro, all these people are going somewhere. Like, they're living their lives. Like, they're going somewhere. And that's pretty weird. When I think about it, it's really weird. But it makes so much sense. Yeah, it's so weird. Like, I mean, sometimes I'm chilling in Subway. And you know how Subway, the seats are always right next to the window so you can just look outside. And sometimes after you finish eating, you just gaze outside and you just see a bunch of people. Like, there's never a moment when it's just quiet and no one walks by. Maybe at like 2, 3 in the morning, but there's never a quiet moment when everyone's awake, because people are always just doing shit. Like, they're always going somewhere to do shit. Like, everyone, like, not just me. Everyone, you, me. Like, sometimes when I'm doing exams and shit, I literally think to myself, like, raw, like, okay, so I have the paper, and we all have the paper, right? And I'm just sitting here, and I'm answering the questions, and x equals y, and, you know, y equals mx to the minus 5, and I'm like, raw, like, so when we get our final results and our final grades, like, we all got the same grade, and it's like, so you're telling me that I looked at this paper, and I was like, okay, this is how to answer it, this is how to answer it, and then all of you did exactly the same thing. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but it's like everyone has like a consciousness, and everyone can do exactly what you can do, but when you deep it, it's really trippy. Like trippy red. This word's pretty interesting. It's called a hankersaw. Hankersaw, it is an adjective, and by definition it means finding a person so attractive that it kind of pisses you off. I mean, that sounds a bit much. I mean, who are you mad at? Like, are you pissed at her for being so nice? Are you pissed at him for being so nice? Are you pissed at yourself? Are you pissed at other people because other people, you see them as competition and you might not get the person you want because of others? Hankersaw, like, this sounds like a hater. Sounds like one of those. We don't like hankersaw people. Or do we? So, the next word is chrysalism. It's a noun, and by definition, it means the tranquility of being indoors during a thunderstorm, listening to waves of rain pattering against the roof. I mean, that sounds a lot like ASMR to me. Shit, when I'm inside and it's raining and there's no leaks in my house, like I'm just calm. I feel great. I feel sleepy. I feel relaxed. But for some reason, I don't know, like, okay, so let me know if this is also you in the comment section, right? But for some reason, whenever there's a thunderstorm, like, don't judge me, but whenever I hear a thunderstorm and I hear lightning outside, right? Okay, you can't hear lightning, Dwayne. Okay, cool. But whenever you hear thunder and you see lightning, for some reason, I don't know why, maybe it's just my consciousness, but I feel like I'm gonna get struck by lightning. Like, lightning is literally gonna come through my window and just strike me for some reason. And this shit's been happening for years, and I'm just like, bro, I don't get it. Why am I thinking like this? It's not gonna fucking happen. I have nothing metal in my room. It's like a 1 in a million chance. But the fact that there's still a 1, it scares me. Nodus tollens. Nodus tollens is a noun, and by definition it means the realization that the plot of your life doesn't make sense to you anymore. That although you thought you were following the arc of your story, you keep finding yourself immersed in passages and you don't understand. I mean, that sounds like a midlife crisis to me, but I guess that happens when people are transitioning. So what I mean by that is, like, so I recently just finished university, right? And it's like, so I've been in education for 22 years of my life, and then all of a sudden, I'm into the real world. Like, I'm just flung into the real world. All I've ever known is education. Wake up in the morning, go to school, come back, do homework, you know, talk to friends, sleep, repeat, literally, for 22 years of my life. And now that's over, shit, I could experience this nodus tollens too. Maybe I have, I don't know. Let me know if you guys have, because it makes sense that we might. The next word on our list is ambido. It's a noun, and by definition it means a kind of melancholic trance in which you become i.e. raindrops rolling down windows, tall trees leaning in the winds, etc, etc, etc. Now when I first read that, it literally made me think of the brain itself and how we don't realize it, but we actually take in a lot more information that we know. And only sometimes does our brain, I guess, allow this information to be processed, or just switches off for a second and allows us to, I guess, be more susceptible to certain sensory details, I guess. So for instance, have you ever been listening to a song that you've heard like 100 times? Like, this might be your favorite song and you've heard it so many times, but one time you listen to it and you just hear like an instrument that you've never heard before, or a beat that you've never heard before, or a section of the song that's like, wow, like this sounds amazing. I mean, shit, if you guys smoke weed, which, don't do drugs. Kids, if you're under the age of 16 watching this video, just don't do drugs. If you're over the age of 16. But anyway, like, what weed does to your brain, it gives you the opportunity to experience this, I guess. Because when you're high, that's when you have those high moments and those past the blunt moments where you're just deeping shit that you've never deeped before, even though you've been around it your whole life. I mean, I'll give a perfect example, right? So, when I was in year 9 or year 10 or year 11, shit, I was in biology class, right? My biology teacher, he made us watch a video. If you guys want to watch this video, actually, there's no point, because if I tell you about the video, you watching it would literally have no meaning, but I'm going to tell you about it anyway. Spoilers, I guess. But there's this video online and he made us watch it, and he literally gave us one simple instruction, and the instruction was, count how many times the team in red passed the ball between one another. Simple, right? So there was two teams, I guess, one in blue and one in red, and so we easily counted how many times the red team passed the ball, right? And so when the video finished, he asked us how many times did they pass the ball. We all said 15. He said correct. So we continued playing the video, and the narrator of the video asked us, did we see the dancing bear? Dancing bear, what the fuck? So he literally rewound the whole video, and lo and behold, a fucking dancing bear was literally break dancing all throughout the whole fucking video, in the middle, moving, weaving throughout everyone. And it's like, so you're telling me like our eyes saw that happen, but our brain did not register it because it was not focusing on that? Like, it's actually crazy, like the human brain, like what it's able to do and what it's actually able to miss. It's kind of scary when you think about it. Like, you can literally hear something and see something, but if you weren't looking for it, you'll literally miss it. Strange. Liberosis. A lot of these sound Latin to me, but it is a noun, and by definition it means the desire to care less about things, to loosen your grip on life. You know, I remember my second year of university, right? I was really stressed out coming to the end of university. Really stressed out. And it's so crazy, like I remember one of my housemates, right? She had she was a weirdo, she was one of those, but she had like pet rats, 2 pet rats, Chocolate and Biscuit, R.I.P. to both of them. But I remember one day, like being stressed out, I was really stressed out, like I said. So I remember one day just literally walking up to them and just looking at them being rats and doing rat shit. And I was literally thinking to myself, like, damn, like if I was a rat, I would literally have no troubles, no worries. Like, my life would be so simple if I was a rat. Like, rats don't have to worry about rent, they don't have to worry about getting a job, they don't have to worry about making friends. Their minds are literally so unadvanced that it makes their life, does it make their life better? Or does it make their life simple? I guess ignorance is bliss, and the less you know, the happier you are. But these rats were having the best time ever. Like, they were just chilling. All rats know how to do is fucking eat, wake up, eat, have sex and sleep. That's it, literally. I remember when I went to a pet store, and I saw a bunch of rabbits, and I was thinking the same thing, like, damn, like, you guys are literally stress-free, like you're rabbits. Liberosis. Sounds like liberate. And the osis sounds like a process. I guess the process of liberation, like osmosis and mitosis and whatnot. Alright, so boom, the next word is Vimodalin. Vimodalin. Man, these words are fucking with me. So it's a noun, and by definition it means the frustration of photographing something amazing when thousands of identical photos already exist. Like the same sunset, the same waterfall, the same curve of a hip, the same close-up of an eye. I guess subconsciously we all experience this. I mean, whenever I see a nice sunset, I feel the urge to take a picture of it. But it's like, first of all, there's no way a camera, no matter how good the camera is, iPhone 10, iPhone 11, iPhone 12, a Canon 600D, a Sony, like, no matter how good the camera is, it cannot capture a shot like your eyes can. I mean, it can make the picture, the shot different. You know, you can edit it in Photoshop and make it look more vibrant, less vibrant. You know, you can turn off certain colors, you can do a lot to a picture. I mean, in terms of something like a sunset, it's like, you can see a beautiful sunset every single day and want to take a picture of it, and every single sunset will look very, very different. But no camera is going to capture it like your eyes did. Like what you saw and what you wanted to capture is not going to be the same. It can never be the same. I guess that goes into the concept of being a perfectionist. Some people wouldn't want to post it because it's not what they saw. I felt the same too. I can relate to that actually. Alright, so the next word, sclerosis. Sclerosis. Jeez, these words. So it is a noun, and by definition it means the moment you realize that you are currently happy, consciously trying to savor the moment, savor the feeling, which prompts your intellect to identify it, pick it apart and put it in context, where it will slowly dissolve until it's little more than an aftertaste. Damn. Sounds a lot like self-sabotage to me. That literally reminds me of so if you guys have watched You on Netflix, the series You, so season 1, there was a character named, should I do this? This is spoilers. So there was a character in You, in season 1 of You, and she was really, really happy with another character. You guys who watched it, you know exactly what I'm talking about, but she was really, really happy with another character, and that literally caused her to cheat on him. I guess this is exactly what she experienced. Sclerosis. But she didn't. I guess she didn't feel like she deserved it. A little bit of imposter syndrome. But she didn't feel like she deserved it. She didn't feel like it was real. I guess her intellect literally fucked it up for her. And it led to some crazy shit. So if you haven't seen You on Netflix, I recommend you go see that shit because it's some good shit. Funnily enough, it came out like fucking 2-3 years ago, but I only watched it just recently. Don't judge me. So I think I'll do one more, and I'll probably split this up into multiple parts because it makes sense. So the last word on our list for tonight is Adronitis. Adronitis sounds like a Greek god. Sounds like a Greek fucking god. And it's a noun, and by definition it means the frustration with how long it takes to get to know someone. I think we've all experienced this shit right here. I mean, it's probably worse when you've just come out of a talking stage with someone and then you have to get to know someone else. Well, you don't have to, but you want to get to know someone else, and this shit's gonna take like fucking months. And there's so much to learn about people. And I guess you just wanna fast forward through the process because the process is long, especially when it wastes your time. It's just jarring. Fucking long, man. I mean, shit, at university, it's like, you can literally have a conversation with someone for fucking 3 hours and not even know their name. You don't talk about nothing deep, nothing personal. I mean, shit, you don't even know their fucking name, so how can you? But regardless, it's like, geez. University, well, uni is nice, university sucks. But uni, like the uni part of university. Anyway, guys and girls, I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, you know what to do. And I guess, well, first of all, how are the sounds with this? They call it a windscreen. My fan's actually on right now, so if you can't hear it, then this windscreen is exceptional. Comment down below how you feel about this, so I'll know whether to include it in my future videos or not. But other than that, have a nice night, morning, day, whenever the fuck you're watching this video, and I will see you in the next one.